For this week's SmackDown preview, let's talk DIY. I think personally that they're doing the best work of their career so far. And I think that, especially on the main roster side of things, they are possibly some of the best heels in the business. Johnny Gargano's kind of sly but cocky heel work on top of the fact that you've got Tommaso Ciampa as the kind of brash and hot-headed kind of heel. It works quite nicely with their duo, and obviously with Ciampa previously when he was the Blackheart in NXT and he was the NXT champion, it was slightly different to what he's doing now. Now he's kind of, like I said, hot-headed. The temperament comes in quite quickly, and he doesn't take a lot of fooling around in a sense, and other teams getting on his nerves seems to irate him quite quickly. The thing that makes me think that they're doing some of the best work of their career is how well, this in storyline wise, they're playing off each other in terms of the other tag teams in the SmackDown tag division. It's kind of started with, obviously, the Machine Guns, first of all, when they basically used the friendship of Johnny Gargano against the Machine Guns and turned on them, turning heel and winning the tag titles. That kind of set in motion their heel work, and it has been good ever since. It then stemmed on to Pretty Deadly, because they've been slowly and slyly getting Pretty Deadly to do their dirty work, taking out Los Garza, trying to get them to take out Motor Machine Guns, and also getting the ire of the Street Profits. Now, the Street Profits were also attacked backstage, and it was kind of well known that it was DIY that did it. Now, we're obviously not 100% sure if it was DIY, but the sentiments there, they were the ones that did it. So they've played 3 different tag teams against them. Now, this could backfire and could end up with them being in a multi-man match on the next pay-per-view Elimination Chamber. I would personally say it should be a WrestleMania match, in which I've kind of predicted that with my post-Rumble prediction of the card. Now, in terms of that, it would hopefully mean that there's more progression on this DIY playing teams against each other. So obviously you have Pretty Deadly, who are probably the ones that would be the foils in their shenanigans. You've got the stuff that's been going on from the Street Profits, and obviously that all culminated a little bit when it came to the 2 out of 3 Falls match at the Royal Rumble, where the Street Profits basically cost the Machine Guns. Now the Machine Guns are now going to be annoyed at the Street Profits are annoyed at DIY. DIY are using the Pretty Deadly as their foils. You get what I'm saying here. They're using so many tag teams against each other that they're sneaking away with the tag titles. And I think this will continue. I think they'll now use the Machine Guns momentum against the Street Profits to then have the Street Profits lose some form of tag match against DIY, with Pretty Deadly possibly being in and around this as well. And I think it's just fantastic story work, because when was the last time we saw a major story in regards to the tag team division that wasn't something unrelated to the tag team titles? Very rarely has that happened, especially over in the Vince era, who used to throw tag teams together from 2 random people. I'm liking this new style, and I hope that Raw starts to have a similar aspect of it, where tag teams can form storylines and we get a bit more meat to the bone of the actual tag division. Whereas I think the SmackDown division is in a positive state. And like, I've just rattled off 5 teams right there. We've got DIY as the champions, we've got the Machine Guns, we've got Pretty Deadly, we've got Street Profits, and we've even got Los Garza, who are even lost in this whole situation, but they were involved. So they could even be involved in all this. I may even put them into the tag match for my predictions if that's how the story progresses. Like, 5 teams all being possibly involved in a tag feud of some kind, or the tag team division, is good. It means more eyes and more people in that sense. So I think what they're doing DIY are very good. I say it's the best stuff of their career. Obviously, you could argue that the stuff in NXT was better, but that's more of what they did singularly rather than what they've done as a team. Obviously, they had the 2 out 3 falls with the Revival as well on NXT, which again you can argue that was better than what they did with the Machine Guns. But I actually think the Machine Guns match with DIY was possibly the best match on the card. I could argue it. The 2 Rumbles are the 2 Rumbles, but did it outshine the tag match in the end? Because what they were doing was really good stuff. This is what I'm saying. I hope this continues going forward and that DIY progress the tag team division up with the titles. Obviously, they got to drop it at some point. I think that maybe Pretty Deadly being the foils would be a good way for them to win the titles and kind of face turn, because they are very good as well. I like Pretty Deadly quite a lot. But again, I like the Machine Guns, I like Street Profits. Everything is looking good on the tag division on SmackDown. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what you're thinking of the tag division. DIY's antics, their new personas, the kind of heelish personas they're playing, and them playing everyone off. I think it's fantastic stuff. Like this video if you haven't subscribed if you're new. Until next time, guys, take care.